Hi, I thought I would take a few minutes and discuss the principle of beginning to unify time. I'm recording this just a day before the month changes. So in the Northern Hemisphere, I've been tracking the number one month after December 21st, the number one sun month, which the primary feeling for the entire month then is the increase of feeling and the experience of greater or deepening humility. That's for me that whole month of number one. Now it's going to go into a distinctly different but continuous month that goes into the month of truth. So it goes from one boy to three boy. And those are terms in the Rayid world that are useful to learn if you want. But how to link all of my emotional experiences and my desire to want to grow in the first month and keep it moving. So take the feeling of humility with me as I go into the second month of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. And that month of February has a lot to do with the development of my desire to increase my longing for truth. Humility and truth merged. The goal is to merge humility and truth with the third month that contains the season, and that's the experience of actualization or free will or becoming authentic. So those 3 months, humility, truth, authenticity, that makes up the entire winter season. That's a lot. Now the goal is to take that into the next season. There's an equinox function as it moves into the ascending flow. It goes over to the next season of equinox 6 months later. I know it seems like a lot. It really is. I'm doing my best at times to remember to do each one of these 2-hour segments. And each one of these 2-hour segments, I'm learning to do humility and truth and authenticity inside of each one of these. I'm also practicing, when I'm capable of remembering about it, the process of the postures. I'm doing the 4 postures in their various positions in each one of these segments of time. And for me, the goal is to produce a long-term continuous flowing, because these individual units, they're individual units, and I call them units of time, but they're also units of distinct separation. So for me, that distinct separation is fairly obvious when you think about the difference of 30 minutes before sunrise or 30 minutes after sunrise. It goes from being fairly dark into being fairly light. There's a distinct polarity at sunrise and sunset, which is very significant because those polarities, they go on throughout the entire day in 2-hour segments. I didn't really understand the significance of it until just recently, that, wow, you mean these 2-hour segments not only give me an opportunity to feel something more, but to utilize those individual segments as actually accumulative levers or assistants to be able to help me learn how to feel more inside of myself and do it in such a way that they not only are individual, but they are continuous. So let me just show you another easier image for some of you. I say it's easier because it's less complicated. I know complication and detail sometimes makes you want to drop out. I understand. I would too at times. But let me show you something a little easier. Here is one of the easiest ways to experience it. These are the 4 seasons: winter and spring, summer and fall. That's about as easy as I can make it. Just winter, spring, summer, and fall. By the way, this goes midnight to 6 a.m., 6 a.m. to midday, midday to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to midnight. It's the same holographic kind of flow. So if you can get this season that you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in the beginning of the winter season, going into the second month of the winter season. In the Northern Hemisphere, you're at the 1 girl time, going into the 3 girl time and the 5 girl time. I'm doing my best to practice feeling the Northern Hemisphere, but also feel the Southern Hemisphere at the same time, because I'm relating to people in the Southern Hemisphere, knowing that they're relating to me. So I'm experimenting with integrating the time of the day and feelings across the boundaries of space and time to the reality that other people on the other side of the world are also connected to me. I'm connected to them. So I'm practicing a global feeling as well. You can practice as little or as much as you want, but I really suggest to you just practice feeling the month and just practice the consideration of the feeling, because now we're moving into that 3-boy truth month. Maybe one of the most important, yes, they're all important, but one of the most important of all months is the increase of the desire for truth. Just building that will do enormous amounts of good. The love of truth. Yes, you'll have different kinds of truth that you'll examine. Your truth, my truth, our truth, intellectual truth, scientific truth, abstract truth, this truth, and then maybe even divine truth. Yes, those forms of truth are all there. But this colorful little image, well, let me just give you one more that I am practicing, because it feels like it's closer to the reality of what these sequences are really doing. Let me show you this one. I kind of like the feeling of being over here, right? Or if I could, I'd put it right there. Well, it doesn't matter really where you put it. We're just practicing and experimenting. Where these individual balls are the accumulation of a sincere desire for different individual soul attributes. Now, these individual soul attributes, and I know you can't read them all, but you can put in your own words, whatever there may be. These individual soul attributes are available to us through aspiration, the sincere desire to want to grow. In some way leads to the number 1 down here behind me that you can't see easily, which is sovereignty. Sovereignty to me is the dignity of being your own soul, the dominion over your own right to exist. It is really the consummate individuality, and the other feelings that go up here, all of these from wisdom to joy, and all of the other things that we can do to celebrate, to share, these all start out as little tiny impulses of reaction. By that I mean the law of attraction, they bring us the opportunity to feel. And when we take that opportunity to feel with a greater desire to want to know the truth about it, it's designed to eventually lead to a greater experience of these 12 optional attributes of the soul. Joy is something we would all love to have more of. But for me, joy is a choice made over a period of time that becomes a indwelling automatic experience of the soul as a result of handling each feeling that's coming in each hour of the day. So the hours of the day, the days of the month, and the month of the season, and the season of the year. Eh, what else would you be doing? I mean, I used to do bowling. I liked to bowl when I was young. I still do if I ever get a chance. Or you could do anything else you want. Or you could just experiment with merging this month into the next month. I'll come back another time and explain some of the intricacies. As you know, I sometimes like to know the details of how things work because the love of the details sometimes increases the innate capacity. I want to know the details of my own soul that is uniquely assigned to me by the divine intelligence that gave me the opportunity to be a soul and be incarnated in the body. I want to know who I am and how to relate to everyone else. So that's the overview, if there is such a thing. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.